Good morning, dear children. Yes. Now we are in our physics class, right? And we were discussing about motion in the last classes, right? And here again we have motion. We tried to describe motion with some physical quantities, right? Yes. We have learned distance, displacement to describe motion, and speed, velocity, and it gives a rate of motion, and we have seen acceleration, is it? Yes. Now children, we are going to represent motion, representation of motion. How we represent motion? The easy interpretation of motion. How we can do that? Let's discuss that. Okay, come children. So here I have graphical representation of motion for you. Graphical representation of motion. You have seen so many graphs in maths. You are familiar with maths graphs in mathematics, right? So the graphs have so many applications. So here in this picture you can see this graph. Where you have seen this bar graphs? Yes. Around us you can see during the telecast of matches, cricket matches, you have seen this bar graph. What is the use of that? Yes, at a glance you will be able to interpret the run rate, identify the run rate, which player scores more and that. Yes, it is easy. It is easy to interpret using graph. Instead of writing the scores this and that, when we look at the graph, we will be able to identify this is the highest and this is the lowest likewise. So graph gives an easy interpretation. And this is a bar graph, right? So simply line graphs are also there, line graphs. In line graph also we can interpret or identify the scores of the players. You have seen these two types of graph in the telecasting of that cricket match or some other matches, right? Yes. So now children, we are going to represent motion using graph. That is graphical representation of motion. Let's see how we can represent. So graph, you know that 3 axes we use, x, y, z, axes or coordinates are there to represent. So here for motion or identifying the position of an object, here we are dealing with one dimensional motion, straight line motion, linear motion. So we need 2 axes only, x and y axis now we are taking. Okay. So the first graph for us is, the first graph to represent motion is distance time graph. So we have 2 axes, x and y axis, and this is the name of the graph, distance time graph. What you can understand from that distance time? Yes. So graph, using graph we are going to identify or this we are going to compare or we are going to give the relation between this distance and time. Okay, we are comparing that property or giving or understanding the relation between this distance and time using distance time graph. So these 2 properties are there, distance and time, 2 physical quantities are there. Yes, we will take distance in the y-axis and time in the x-axis. So in mechanics we take time always along the x-axis. So the distance time graph is a graph drawn with time along x-axis. So time is along the x-axis and distance along the y-axis. You know that capital S represents distance or displacement. So distance is along the x-axis. So a graph drawn with time along x-axis and distance along y-axis is called a distance time graph. Clear? Yes. So we can now consider different states of motion, and we can try to draw the distance time graph for that. Then we need to find the significance, importance, why we need to draw this graph. Okay. So here in this picture you can see a man looking at a building. A building is here, and this man is the origin. You know what is origin? It's a reference point, origin, and the building is at a distance of maybe 4 meter. Suppose it is at a distance of 4 meter from the origin, that is the man. Okay. So the position, how can we identify the position? Yes, it is at a distance of, the building is at a distance of 4 meter from the origin. And starting time 0, then after 1 second the building is not moving, it is not changing the position. So this building is at rest. After 2 seconds also position will not change. That means this object is at rest. So how can we interpret? How can we draw the distance time graph for that building at rest? So for an object at rest. So here I have the x-axis here, then y-axis. So the most important thing is you have to write the physical quantity along x-axis. We have time along x-axis, and how will you represent time? Here I have given yes seconds. You can represent it in minute, hours, depending on the data you get. So time along x-axis, and we have the distance along the y-axis, and distance is in meter. Okay. So here origin O is here, and at 0 time, starting time, the object is at a distance of 4 meters. So I am marking the point 4 meters from the origin. Then after 1 second I told you, so after 1 second it is at a distance of 4 meters from the origin, no change. Then again after 2 seconds also it is at a distance of 4 meter, 3, 4 meter, 4 meter. Why? Because the position is not changing, the object is at rest. So we got these points when we took the time interval from 0 to 4 seconds. And if we join this line, what you get? Yes, it is a straight line. And what is the speciality of this straight line? This straight line is parallel to the x-axis. Look, this x-axis OX, and this graph, we can call the graph AB. AB. These two are parallel. So, for an object at rest, yes, the graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis. So, what is the shape of distance time graph for an object at rest? Yes, it is a straight line parallel to the time axis. Okay, so whenever you get this type of graph, you have to identify whether it is a, you have to first check whether distance is in y-axis and time in x-axis. Then it is a distance time graph, no doubt. Then if the graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis, you can say that the object is at rest. Okay, clear? So this is the distance time graph for an object at rest. So here children, you have the distance time graph showing an object at rest. So you can see a straight line parallel to the time axis. So you have to say that the object is object at rest. Object is at rest. Clear? Okay. Then now we can move on to the second type, second state of motion. Not the second type, second state of motion. And here, object moving with uniform speed, that is an uniform motion I am going to represent. Here you can see an ant moving in a straight line, ants moving through the leaf in a straight line path. And suppose if it covers equal distance in equal intervals of time, what do you call? Yes, equal distance in equal intervals of time, then the motion is uniform. So these ants are moving with uniform speed. Suppose they are moving like that, then we can say that this is uniform motion. So here a train moving in a straight track and it covers equal distance in equal intervals of time. We can say that it is in uniform motion or uniform speed. So we are going to represent the distance time graph for this type of motion, that is uniform motion. Okay. So you can draw the graph with me. So here I have again the two axes and we are going to draw which graph? Yes, distance time graph. So x-axis time in seconds. Yes. Then what you have to do? Yes, y-axis distance in meter. Clear? And I have taken 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 likewise. So time interval 1 second. So here 1 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, 4 meter I have represented. Okay. Then so here I have the data with me. So for uniform motion, time 0 time, distance is 0. Okay, so 0, 0 you can mark. And time 1 second, you have 2 meter. The distance traveled is 2 meter. So 1 second, so you have to put dotted line if you want. Then what you get? Says 2 meter. So you get the point here only. Okay. So no need of graph paper. In your notebook itself you can draw the graph. We don't need graph paper for that. You have to draw a line and neatly mark with equal intervals in the scale. Okay, that is enough. So 1. Then the next one is 2. Time 2 second, the distance covered is 4 meter. So time 2 second, then the distance covered is 4 meters. So you get the point like this. Then the time 3 seconds. After 3 seconds, it has covered 6 meter. Look children, here the distance traveled is equal to 2, 2. So equal distance is traveled in equal intervals of time, right? So uniform motion. And again 3, 6 and 4, 8. So 4 you have to mark. So 3 I am going to mark, it is 6 here. Then 4 it is 8. Is it? So what do you get? Yes, when you join these points, children, again we will get a straight line. That is, you have to draw a straight line. So here we have the point and a straight line we will get. So the graph for uniform motion is again a straight line. But what is the speciality? Is it parallel to any axis? No. It is not parallel to the time axis or distance axis. It is a straight line having an inclination. That is, it has a slope. So a straight line with a slope. So for uniform motion, the shape of distance time graph is a straight line with a slope. With a slope. So how we can interpret this? Now I am going to find the slope of this graph. Let us find the slope, you know. Anyway, listen carefully. I am going to find out the slope. For finding the slope of this graph, that inclination slope, I am taking any two points you can take. Okay. So here I am taking this point. I am marking it as B, A. A is this point. And another point I am going to mark, that is B. And I am going to join these 2 points using straight lines and they meet at C. And they meet at C. So what you got? Yes, it's a triangle, right angle triangle you got. Okay, then this is a slope. Slope is AB, the slope of the graph. So here AB, we want to find out the slope. So how will you find out the slope? Yes, slope is y by x. That is what is in the y-axis by what is in the x-axis. So y by x gives a slope. That is, I am going to write it. That is here y by x. So what is in the y-axis here? Distance. Yes. And what is in the x-axis? Time. So y is distance by x is time. So what is distance by time? Distance by time is what? speed. So, when the slope is measured from the graph, when we calculated slope, we got the speed of that object. So, we can calculate the speed at any instant easily from the distance time graph. How? By taking the slope. Then, how will you take the slope? We can do that calculation here. Slope of the graph is equal, teacher told you, what is in the y-axis by what is in the x-axis. Y by x is a slope. So, here I am going to mark this one. So, here this is y1 and this is y2, and here this is t1 and this is t2. Okay. So, what is y, this distance BC slope is equal to BC y, that is BC divided by x, that AC. BC by AC is a slope. Y by x is what? BC divided by AC. BC divided by AC. That is equal to, what is BC? It is this distance, right? That is y2 minus y1. Y2 minus y1 divided by this distance AC. What is that? It is this T2 minus T1. T2 minus T1. That is equal to, what is y2 minus y1? 6 minus 4. What is 6 minus 4 is 2 divided by T2 minus T1 is 3 minus 2. That is 1. So, 2 by 1 is equal to 2. Then this is what? Speed. So, meter, that distance by time. So, meter per second, or you can write it as 2 meter per second. So, for calculating speed from distance time graph, you have to take the slope. How will you take the slope? Yes, you have to mark 2 points anywhere in that graph and join using straight lines, so that straight lines should meet at a point. Then you will get a right angle triangle, and slope is equal to y by x. That is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Then you will get the speed and express it in meter per second depending on the units you have taken. Okay. So, whenever we get a data, you have to first draw the graph, and if it is a distance time graph, take the slope. When we deal with the numericals, you will be clear with that. Okay. Then, so what is the importance of this distance time graph for an object in uniform motion? Yes, that graph gives the speed of the object, right? So, we can identify the position, then it gives a speed. So, that is the importance of distance time graph. Okay. Then, children, so significance of distance time graph. Here teacher have written position time graph, right? Position time graph. So, distance time graph is also called position time graph because we are giving the positions from the origin. So, distance time graph is also called what? Position time graph. So, what is the significance of a distance time graph or position time graph? Yes, the slope of the graph gives the speed of the object. Then, now I am going to give you a graph, distance time graph, T, then S in meter, distance in meter. So, I am going to represent the uniform motion of a car. Car A is moving and this is the graph of the car. And another car B is also moving or is also in uniform motion. So, here OB. So, look children, which has more slope? Which graph? This is a straight line OA and OB. These two represents motion of two different cars which is in uniform motion. Which has more slope? Yes, OA has more slope. Slope is more for OA. And When slope increases, speed increases. So slope is more, speed will be more. So this car moves faster than B. A moves faster than B. So by seeing the graph at a glance, checking the slope, we are able to identify which has more speed, which moves faster, which we can compare the speed of two different objects. We can compare the speed of objects like this. Okay, so slope is more, speed will be more. Then here I have three different graphs. So first graph, here it is distance and time, distance time graph. So the shape of the graph, you can see it's a straight line parallel to the x-axis. So how will you what will be the state of that object? Is it in motion or rest? Yes, it is at rest. So this is one of the board pattern question, that is, you will be given this type of graphs and you will be asked to identify the state of the object. So here you can easily say that first you have to check it is a distance time graph or not. Yes, distance time graph. Then straight line parallel to the time axis. You have to check that. If it is parallel to the distance axis, position axis, what will be your inference then? So if you have a distance time graph like this, is it possible, children? Is it possible? Time. The time is not changing. It is not possible. So this graph is not correct. Time is not changing, but distance is changing. That is not possible. So here you have a straight line parallel to the time axis that you have to check. Then the object is at rest. Okay. Then here what you can see again, the position and time. And you can see a straight line with a slope. And it is an upward moving straight line. Okay. So what is your inference then? Yes, this object is in uniform motion. Uniform motion. Okay. Uniform motion. Agreed. Then next one, what is this? It is also a straight line, right? Then again we have what? Uniform motion. Whenever you get a straight line, we know that it is uniform motion. But what is the difference? Yes, the starting point is here and the graph is moving downwards. Is it? That means at the origin, it is at a distance of maybe 10 meter starting time. Then when time passes, the object is moving towards the origin. That means the distance decreases. 8, 6, 4 likewise the distance decreases so that it is coming downwards. So these two, whenever you get a straight line, it is uniform motion if it is a distance time graph. But one has upward motion, one downward graph. What is the difference? That means yes, the position, it is approaching the origin. The distance decreases with time. Okay. Clear? Now, we are going to see the third state. Next state of an object. Here you can see an athletes moving through the track, right? So, the first one covers a particular distance in an interval of time. At the same interval, the next one covers maybe more. He is he is fast because so he covers more distance in that same interval of time. Then the third one, again, yes. Then when the time changes also, when time moves also, they will move faster. That means they covers unequal distance. It will not be uniform. They covers unequal distance in equal intervals of time. So their motion, the athletes moving through the track, their motion will not be uniform. It is a non-uniform motion. Why? Because unequal distances are travelled in equal intervals of time. Okay. So here, the athlete So for this type of motion, the motion of the athletes, that is non-uniform motion, how we will represent? So here again, I have a graph origin. Then what you will do first? Yes, time along the x-axis and the distance along the y-axis. Is it? Yeah. Then you will get, whenever you plot, you are not going to get a straight line because unequal distance in equal intervals of time. So if during the first, then it covers 1 meter, then after 2 seconds maybe 3 meter, after 3 seconds maybe 4 meter, after 4 seconds maybe 7 meter likewise. So when you join, you will not get a straight line, you will get a curve. You will get a curve. So the graph will not be a straight line. So at any interval of time, if you want this particular interval of time between 3 and 4, you have to, between the time interval 3 and 4, if you want to track the speed, find the speed, you have to take that particular straight line and you have to join the time interval and take the slope. Then the slope will give the speed. So the shape of distance time graph for an object moving in non-uniform motion, moving with non-uniform speed, is not a straight line. It will be a curve. And there also you can find the speed by taking the slope of the graph. Speed can be found out by taking the slope of the graph. That is y by x. Okay. So these are the 3 states and we have represented the motion using distance time graph. A graph drawn with time along x-axis and distance along y-axis. And we have seen, what all things we have seen? Yes, we have seen the shape of the distance time graph. For an object at rest, it is a straight line parallel to the time axis. Then what about object in uniform motion? It is also a straight line, but it has a slope, and the slope gives the speed of the object, and if slope is more, then speed will be more. Speed will be more. Okay. Then you can compare the speed of different objects. Clear? Okay. Then now we can see some questions. Okay. So I am going to give you the question. You have to write down this question and you have to do it yourself. You are going to draw the distance time graph. So the data I am going to give is, so you have to mark the data in these 2 columns, then time, then distance, time in seconds and distance in meter. And I have some time intervals here, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the distance travelled in this particular interval of time. So you are asked to draw a distance time graph for this motion. Okay. So how will you draw? First you have to draw the x and y axis, then origin, then time along the x axis, time in second, and here distance in meter along the y axis. Then you have to mark in your notebook itself, no need of graph paper, you have to mark the time intervals as, so here 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 seconds. And the distance you have to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 likewise. Then 2 seconds. Within 2 seconds it have covered 3 meter means 2 seconds, 3 meter. So you get the point like this. Then 4 seconds, 4 meter only. 4 seconds. 4 seconds, then 4 meter. After 6 seconds, 5 meter. likewise. Then after 8 seconds, 6 meters, so it increases. And if you plot, you will not get a straight line, it will be a curve. Why? Because the motion, so you have to check whether it is, so we can plot it once again. So in 2 seconds, yes, 3 meter, then 4 seconds, 4 meter, yes, right. Then 6 seconds, yes, 5 meter, yes. You get a graph, you get a straight line graph. Why? Because the motion is uniform. 3 to 4, 1, 4 to 5, 1, 5 to 6, 1. So 1 meter in that particular interval, equal intervals of time. So you get a straight line like this. Okay. So likewise you have to practice the questions given. Then one more question. You have to draw another distance time graph like this with origin and the motion of an object A, motion of an object B, motion of the another object C, and the question is which moves faster? Which moves faster and why? Which moves faster? Yes, at a glance we will be able to identify OA has more slope than OB and OC. So this object A moves faster. So object moves, A moves faster because slope is more than B and C. Okay. Then, so it is clear. One more question. Question number 3. Again I am going to give the data, time in second and distance in meter. 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. Then distance traveled is 5, 6, 8, 11. So this is a distance travels. Okay. So here 0, then 1, 2, 3 equal intervals of time. The object travel 5 to 6 1 meter, 6 to 8 2 meter, 8 to 11 3 meter likewise. So unequal distance. Then what will be the shape of your distance time graph, children? Yes, time in seconds, origin, distance in meter. So whenever you draw graph, first you have to do this. Then you have to plot 0, 0. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it? Then here you have to mark 5, 10, 15. Likewise you can mark. Then 1 second, 5. So mark the point like this. 2 seconds it is 6. So 2 it is 6. Then 3 it is 8. Again 8. So 3 it is 8. Then 4. 4 it is 11. And you will not get a straight line because why? Because the motion is uniform. You are going to get this type of curve because the motion is non-uniform. So for non-uniform motion you will get a curve. Then object at rest you will get a straight line parallel to the time axis, and for uniform motion you will get a straight line with a slope, and the slope gives the speed of the object. Okay. So practice the graphs when I give the questions.